Prepare yourself, Hollowtable heroes. The 10th anniversary update isn't just another patch, it's a seismic event. This isn't about minor tweaks, we are talking about fundamental shifts that will demand new approaches from everyone. Stick around to discover the game changes that will dictate how you play, build your teams, and dominate the Hollowtables from this point on forward. So, with that out of the way, let's go to the update notes, title update, and 10-year anniversary announcement post. Hello, Hollowtable heroes. 10 years, a decade. It's difficult to believe that it's been this long since we have first invited you to pull up the seat at the Hollowtable and begin your journey in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Together, we have achieved numerous milestones, assembled legendary squads, and watched as this incredible community has grown and flourished. Thank you for being the heart and soul of Swgoh. I have been playing 1 year out of these 10 years. Now, let's continue. To properly honor this momentous 10-year anniversary and set the stage for next exciting era of the game, we are thrilled to announce a foundational overhaul in the biggest update we have ever made. We are bringing sweeping changes to the structure of the game, designed to revitalize the core experience, enhance progression, and introduce new ways to play. There is a lot of information below, so grab a beverage, find a comfy chair, enjoy the update notes. So the first thing that we are going to see is about the eras. Last year we released episodes, and with them we mentioned this concept called eras. These are Galaxy of Heroes' new seasonal structure. The guiding principles for seasonality can be found at the end of the document. Okay. So each standard era will consist of 3 episodes per era. This is already what we are having. 6 marquee units, a journey guide event, and an associated unit. Okay. That will start at the episode 3. Weekly episode quests. So this is also what we are having currently. Era challenges to test your marquee squads. So this is new, era challenges, and multiple pieces of content for all players to enjoy. Hope the new player is also able to do this one. Periodically we'll have non-standard eras that may only last 1 episode or that may not have a journey guide event, but we will communicate about these as they occur. So this is the general guideline. There are 3 episodes and 6 marquees plus a journey guide character. As part of these changes, we are also expanding the availability of episode quests, the episode track and episode pass to all players starting at level 10 instead of 85. So good, any new player will be able to do this one. Recently we did the Profundity Rush and we were not getting this episode 1 till we reach 85. Now this will change with the new update. Players will get a different set of episode quests in each episode depending on their level when the episode starts. Who are below 85 receive a standard set of introductory episode quests. Players at level 85 receive the bespoke set of episode quests for that episode. Additionally, character quests will become available for all players at level 20, which is the same level that unlocks marquee events. Okay, so new marquees we can get at level 20 itself. New era has begun. Era of anniversary is the next era. So we are getting 6 new characters. Stormtrooper Luke, IG-90, Yoda and Chewie, Asajj Ventress Dark Disciple, Inquisitor Barriss, and Darth Vader Dual Send. And we are also getting a Darth Maul with this one. Yeah, so we are getting a Darth Maul also. That will be the 7 characters that we are getting. Now, era isolation. Eras will be isolated from the rest of the game, which we are referring to as a legacy content. So during the era in which each marquee and journey guide unit is released, both the journey guide and marquee units will be considered an era unit. Okay. When an era ends, all of the current era units will become legacy units. When the next era begins, the newest marquee and journey guide units released during this new era will be considered era units for its duration. So the first era will have all these plus the Darth Maul as the era units. That's good. This is an important distinction for a few reasons. Era units can only be used in era modes and will not be allowed in legacy modes. So we will not be able to use them in our old game modes. That's interesting. Era units only use era resources for progression, while legacy units will continue to use existing materials and recipes for upgrades. Okay. Legacy units cannot be used in era modes or be upgraded with era materials. Okay. So the old ones till Zuckus all will be legacy era, and this will be our new era. This isolation is primarily to allow players to progress in both latest content and grow their rosters with the legacy content without having to choose where to put their resources. But a more detailed explanation of why this distinction and isolation is important can be found at the bottom. Okay. Era Journey Guide will work a little differently than normal Journey Guide events. The Era Journey events will start in week 9, that's what we saw, with the 5th marquee on the 3rd episode. Journey Guide units will be available at 4 stars to allow players to use them early during the era. This Era Journey Guide will be structured as follows. Tier 1 requires the first 5 era marquees at 4 stars at era level 45. So we need to get to 45. We'll see when the update goes live how we are going to race through these levels. And we'll unlock the Journey Guide unit at 4. The next tier at the 5 stars era Journey Guide unit will require marquee unit at 5 stars, and so on for 6 stars and 7 stars. Okay. The significant amount of time after the era, the Journey Guide will become a legacy event, but it will have different requirements as the marquees will no longer be era units. Okay, so if we missed it, then we will have a different set of requirements to unlocking that Journey Guide character. Era levels. To support our design pillars, we are introducing a new progression system for era units. This system uses new resources instead of legacy gear or relic materials, allowing all players to simultaneously continue their existing farms and chases while building up and playing the new units. Era levels are a linear progression path that unlocks stats or abilities at each level. Unit stars is another way to power up your era units and are required to upgrade era levels beyond certain levels. 4 stars is required for level 66 plus, 5 stars for 76, 6 for 86 and 7 stars for 91. So we can see here, I think this will be the era structure, and we have some materials here to level up, and those are giving us the stat upgrade or the ability upgrade for the units. Great. Players will need a variety of era materials to upgrade a unit's era level. These can be earned from participating in the era through Coliseum, that is the new game mode, era marquee events, era journey events, and episode track milestones are purchased from the store. When era units become legacy units at the end of an era, their era level will convert into the character level. Okay, so we are going to be playing 2 different games, one for the eras and one legacy ones. That's great. We'll convert into character level, gear tier, relic level and ability level associated with that era level. Okay. Any era materials and era currencies will be converted to legacy materials at the end of an era. Okay. The specifics of this new economy are still being finalized, so we will get that later. So era level 65 will convert to our level 85, gear 12 and ability 7. This is where we expect most players to reach with free to play. That's great. So we'll get a 3 star. 4 star is required for level 66 plus. So free to play will be able to reach 65. So if we save up some crystals, we might be able to participate even more. Let's see how this pans out once it is in game. These are probably for the spenders. Level 80 will convert to Relic 2 and level 95 will convert to Relic 6. That's great. Even with the Zeta abilities, that is great. Okay, and we can see here level 27 is gear 6, level 31 up to gear 7. Okay, fine. Now let's look at the first round of changes coming to the game in support of eras, followed by what players can look forward to next year. So this is a new game mode, Coliseum. It is like battling the bosses. Coliseum is a new game mode and the first era mode to be added to Swgoh, unlocking at player level 10. So I hope everyone can participate in this. The game mode pits individual players against formidable foes from the Star Wars universe. Bosses will rotate daily, so every day we'll be facing a new boss, with players attempting to achieve new high scores each day. These high scores will earn rewards in two ways. One-time rewards for reaching certain score milestone that reset each era. Okay, and daily leaderboard rewards competing against other players' high scores for the day. Okay, this is a leaderboard event. Okay, one-time rewards for certain score milestones. So this free to play will be able to reach a certain level, I think. But the daily leaderboards depend upon the shard we are in, whether there are multiple pay to win players there, veteran players or pay to win players there. Coliseum leaderboard is one of the primary places to earn new Relic 10 materials. So this is completely for the veteran players, I think, for the new Relic 10 materials. More on Relic 10 below. To support this new leaderboard, players will be randomly assigned to new era shards. Okay, randomly assigned. So there is a bit of luck in how we get this leaderboard rewards. These are similar to our Squad Arena and Fleet Arena shards, but are completely separate. An era shard is not tied to the Fleet Arena shard and will not affect either of those in any way. Players will be randomly assigned to a new shard each era, giving everyone an opportunity to prove their mettle against a variety of opponents. Okay, great. So tier 1 rewards give some materials for reaching 10%, 20%, 30%, etc. And there is a box at the end for 100%. Current there is a rank and total 5 times a day. There is a leaderboard rank rewards. Okay, that is what we are getting, and we are seeing the bosses: Jotas, Jeff Tom Guardians, Dryax, Pirate ATST. Okay, these will rotate each day. Now we go to the next one, Era Challenges. Era Challenges are another place to use Era units in this release. This will be replacing Galactic Challenges in an effort to help manage how much time players spend completing their daily task. The difficulty tiers are balanced around having Era units and squads at certain levels, and feats reward those appropriately. These will be available during the weeks between the marquee releases. Okay, so one week we will have the marquee, the next week we will have the Era Challenge. And players will have the full week to complete as much as they can on their own schedule. Time in game. Okay, time needed to complete all the events and modes daily is an important topic to discuss as part of all these changes. With the addition of Coliseum and managing an era roster on top of your existing roster, it is critical that we ensure time spent in game daily doesn't increase significantly. We designed the systems and scale of eras to something far more manageable. For this release, Coliseum is a huge focus, but we are careful to ensure only a few battles a day are needed to complete most of the era content and advance up the leaderboard. Your score for each Coliseum boss is a high watermark that persists over the era, which means once you achieve your best score, you don't need to keep battling over and over again that day. A new type of event is era challenges, which replaces the galactic challenges. So every other days we get these challenges. Okay, this should make era challenges less time intensive and galactic challenges overall. Lastly, we want to reduce some time spent on conquest and territory battles. For players who are over-invested in squads needed for the zone, Relic Delta will make those battles faster and need less micromanaging during these encounters. This is again for veteran players who have the teams at more than the required relic levels. In the future, we will continue to examine which modes should be supplanted by the era system and which ones are important drivers of your legacy roster that should stay front and center. We are also scrutinizing which areas of the game are not only time intensive but become repetitive once mastered. This is a space we are continuing to examine and determine if they should be addressed with quality of life changes or removed entirely. More on this in the future as we watch the release closely for how it impacts the time spent in game. That's great. Cantina. We have long wanted to spice up the Cantina with new characters, story elements, tie-ins to current events with Galaxy of Heroes and more. While our art team is hard at work preparing larger changes, we wanted to put seasonal content front and center. To facilitate this, we have condensed the light side and dark side battles into Cantina battles table. Okay. So all the campaigns now move into this campaigns, great, and rename it campaigns table. And the Coliseum is at the start. Stormtrooper look. Okay, the marquee events are at the right side. Okay, great. We'll be continuing the work to modernize our Cantina in an update scheduled for next year. Okay, our goal is to provide an easily navigated home screen that informs you of the most relevant information to you and what's exciting content. So this is QL content. Future seasonal content. Oftentimes players will be building 2 or even 3 squads out of the marquee and journey guide units they unlock during an era, and we want to support player agency in developing those squads. Early next year, we plan to release what we are calling loaned units. So this is not coming now, this is for a later release. A system where players will temporarily be granted with a variety of additional era units based on legacy units for use in era modes. Okay, we can loan the units and use it in the era modes. Okay, loaned units will not require direct investment to increase their power. And they will go away at the end of the era. Until then, we are utilizing summoned units with Coliseum to provide a better and more well-rounded combat experience. We recognize that there are players who want to duke it out in PvP rather than fight big bosses. With that in mind, we want to bring a PvP mode to eras in the future. For this to be the compelling PvP experience we want it to be, it needs to be supported by loaned units and a system for stat differentiation. However, for era PvP, mods can be complicated and they introduce a wide variance in player experience and competitive viability based on random rules. While the system provides interesting texture to legacy content and long-term progression, it is not conducive to seasonal content where all players start from the same place each era. With all that said, any era PvP will be introduced alongside a new system for stat differentiation among era units that will allow era PvP to be intriguing competitive landscape for players to deeply engage with. More on the era features as we get closer to their releases. So this is also not coming now. We should note that this is not the end of legacy content, as the era system works in conjunction with the new events and modes that are outside of eras. We have many plans to release more features and contents like raid, territory battle planets and units in future. Okay, now we come to the legacy changes. So this is how the free-to-play player experience is going to get changed in building up our roster. Like for us, we are a year old with the Squad Gamer account, and we have just started 6 weeks ago for the Profundity Rush. We'll see how both of those will change with these changes. Marquee cadence. A long time ago we established the cadence for marquee units. Since then we have added to the cadence, accelerated after 1 year, and introduced new version of marquee events. With the introduction of eras, we are evolving marquees to the next stage. Players will be granted all of the marquee units from an era the first time they log in during that era. Okay, great. These units will not be accessible for upgrades or battle use until their individual marquee events start, but they will exist in your roster. This way, all players will have access to the same marquee units at the same time, even if a particular marquee event is missed during an era. Okay, so anyone starting at, let's say, episode 2 will still get the other two marquee events that they missed. Okay, that is good. It also helps players jump straight into the era content. Okay, great. Other notable changes to marquee unit is when they transition to shipment nodes and accelerated status. Will be available in shipment approximately the second week after their release era ends. Okay. And they become legacy characters. Second week after their release era ends. So we need to be waiting for 3 months. After the era ends. Okay. Marquee character shards will be farmable on a node approximately 13 weeks after their marquee event. Okay, let's see how this pans out once it is in game. For now, initial reaction, that is, we are still getting it after 3 months, and will become accelerated after 1 year after the start of their release era. This is still 1 year. Even when this would mean an individual character may become accelerated earlier than 1 year after their marquee event. Okay. This is also when marquee events are eligible for Lightspeed tokens, as a change from our earlier plan of having them become eligible 1 year after the end of the era. Okay. Now the next big thing, Relic Economy changes. So this will change the way that we play the game. As part of this major eras update, there will be number of changes to the relic economy. Eras create a path for players to reach higher tiers of relics if they want to invest deeper into their squads. Relics are also a critical part of the rewards for the era, and there are three ways we are improving the relic experience for the players. Reducing the pinch of gear and relic materials, increasing the inflow of relic resources to majority of players, improve access to relics. Okay, so the first way, reduce the pinch of gear and relic materials. First way we are reducing some of the relic pressure on your roster is through changes to the eras. Eras significantly change how players interact with the legacy unit progression, as era levels provide a head start on new units when they convert to an end of an era. Yeah, we saw that earlier. So we need to be at a certain levels like 66 to get converted into the level 85 gear 12 version, and so on. This reduces the amount of gear needed for new units and instead can be used for the scavenger to obtain the relic materials unit. Outside of the new units, era rewards will also impact many old journeys. Lightspeed tokens are rewarded from engaging or investing in the era and can be used on legacy units to accelerate access to squads and journey guide events. Great. That's good. Then depending upon the Lightspeed token and how far we can get free to play, this is a big change in attaining the old characters and the journey guide events. Again, this reduces the amount of gear you need to get the journey guide requirements up to speed and freeing up gear to be used elsewhere. Our goal for eras is to be an efficient way to acquire journey guide units and power up your roster. That's good. Additionally, to alleviate some pressure on relic materials for Relic 9, we are removing the fragmented signal data, chromium transistor and rhodium heatsink from Relic 9. Okay, that's good. All of these changes combinedly allow you to use less gear for upgrading units and save gear for scavenger to get the relics you want faster. Okay. Increase the amount of relic material inflows. While reducing the number of places you need gear, it is important to get more relic materials into players' inventories. This primarily comes from the updates to the milestones on the free episode track. So this we are completing it in the Squad Gamer account, so we'll be able to get all these things. Relic 1 to 5 materials and tier 1 to 3 signal data will be replacing the Galactic Challenge boxes on the free episode track. Okay, great. Players engaging daily in eras will still be able to complete the episode track. Okay, I think we should be able to do it. We'll see it when it's in game, and we expect most players to be able to earn this resource monthly. Great. So every month we'll be getting 1 to 5 materials and signal data that is required for tier 1 to 3. That is good. That will accelerate our farms. That is good. On top of that, we are updating the episode shipments to include items like signal data. Oh, this is huge. Fragmented and incomplete. Both the signal data will be in the shipments. Now we have a new thing to get from episode shipments apart from the Chirotex and this thing. So our focus will be different with the episode shipment as well. Good. Improve access to relics. The more resources and less pressure on gear when upgrading characters is great, but without more access, more of the important materials to upgrade higher tier relics, players would be unable to utilize these additional resources. With that in mind, Scavenger will be updated with the following changes. So Arrow Magnifiers and Droid Brains are coming to the Scavengers, that is good. Armatech Tactical Prototype, that is what we require, and both the Battle Chirotex can be converted to both of these. That is good. And new relic signal data recipe, corrupted signal data. Okay, this is for relic 10. We need all the other signal data to get this. 145 points to get one corrupted signal data, and we need to use all these. Flawed signal data will give 10 points, incomplete will give 8 points. Okay, we can use any of these and get 145 points to get this one. And we'll be getting in fragmented and incomplete. We'll go to the episode shipments. That's good. That is for Relic 10. So we won't be doing much of that free to play anytime soon. This is for veteran players, but if we need to take one of them, then we'll be able to make those changes, for getting the profundity Admiral Radus to Relic 9, we earlier had to spend crystals to get these droid brains. Now we can get this through converting the Chirotex or this Armatech tactical data type gear. That is good. So that we can save the crystals for something else. In addition to the scavengers, raid shipments are being updated. Okay, this is another huge one. Electrium conductor and Zinbidal card are being changed from Mark 3 to Mark 2. This is good. So we will have more Mark 2 and Mark 1 raid tokens. So up to Relic 7 is now getting accelerated. That's what I would say. Electrium conductor is 75 for each, and Zinbidal is 100 for each. That is great. All the economy is completely getting overhauled with these changes. CCBs, bronzium wiring, chromium transistor, rhodium heatsinks are being changed from Mark II to Mark 1. Okay, that is great. So Relic 1 to 4 is going to be much more easier with this. Earlier up to Gear 12 was easier. Now with these changes, up to Relic 4 will be made more easier. That's good. The goal here is to make the relic materials easier and cheaper to acquire. Yes, definitely. All these will make... so the new benchmark will be Relic 4, I think. With these changes, anyone can take these characters up to this one. But still the finisher pieces will be a problem, I think, from 12 to 13. Maybe with the Lightspeed tokens, we'll be able to get that one. Good, let's continue. Updated rarity requirements. The number of stars required for certain relic amplifier levels has been reduced as well. Relic 4 now requires 5 stars. Okay, and there new Relic 6 is when we need the 7 stars. Okay, great. This will, I think, help with our galactic legends. Those requiring Relic 5, now we can farm up to 6 stars and finish off their Relic 5 and do with it. We don't need to take them to 7 stars for the old characters. That is a good change. Relic 6 and above, we will still need a 7 star one. That is okay. While we lift the floor for relics for many players, we also want to raise the ceiling with the introduction of Relic 10. And from era shipments, Relic 10 materials will be the most valuable for players competing at the high end of GAC and territory wars. Okay. While new units and content are exciting for most of our veteran players, the competition at the top end of our PvP modes is what drives the excitement for many of our top players. Okay, increasing the accessibility of Relic 9 means players should feel more comfortable with pushing their competitive squads to higher relics. This is some major context for why Relic Delta is important and how the access to relics is becoming easier. Speaking of which, Relic Delta. So the final numbers are in. So thanks to the efforts of those involved in recent playtests, we have finalized the values for Relic Delta. The system should not be active in Conquest during the Stranger's arc. For the Conquest after Stranger, we are working on changes to improve quality of life and ease pain points so that the Relic Delta's effect on the Conquest experience is purely positive. Great. So maximum, if we have a difference of 5, we'll not be able to do anything. But the lower relic difference is somewhat manageable. So any squad now will need to be at the minimum of a Relic 4 with these changes. And if we are facing a Relic 9 team, there will be 5 level difference. But a Relic 17 means that is only a 33% difference against a Relic 4 team. Okay, so somewhat manageable. And if we go to Relic 7, then this will become a much easier one. And for the veteran players, Relic 7 will be a minimum. So that will give the difference of Relic 7 versus Relic 10 much more manageable. Okay, so we knew this was a critical but difficult change to make, which is why we ran a playtest to help tune this to appropriate levels. Thanks to your feedback, we lowered the overall impact of these modifiers at low relic differences and reduced their power at the top. Even now, the numbers above are something we will monitor closely to ensure there is a robust meta based on squad synergy and strategy that respect players' ability to theory craft and push squads to the elements. If you want to know more about the Relic Delta, our intentions for its impact, check out our design fireside chat on Relic Delta. So that is an earlier post, we can see that later. Episode track updates. This release also contains a number of changes to the episode track. With the release of era levels, a variety of era materials will be added to the episode track. The Pass and Pass Plus will contain even more era materials to accelerate your marquee upgrades and help you climb the Coliseum leaderboards. So the pass becomes an important factor. So those who so those So those who involved with buying the pass will get more materials and more upgrades to the marquees. That's good. This is encouraging spending, but we will try to do free to play and see where we get. By the first episode, we will be able to know where we are at this one. Additionally, Relic 1 to 5 materials and Tier 1 to 3 signal data will replace gear on the free episode. Okay, so the gear we need to be getting from Mark 1 raid currency only, and all these Relic materials and signal data will be getting from the episode track. Overall, this adds more value to the episode track pass while price stay the same. Okay, that's good for whoever buys the passes. Galactic Challenge episode points migration. With this release, we are discontinuing Galactic Challenges in their current form and adapting the system to create new era challenges as above. Okay, that was discussed above. Episode points awarded from these feeds have been fully distributed across episode quest. Okay. The only points from feeds during episode pass ownership were applied to quests requiring it. Okay. Specific point changes to episode quest. Free episode quest award 5000 points up from 2000. Okay, this is good. Episode quest requiring episode pass reward. Okay, we are not going to buy this one. Chapter headline quest now give 11,000. So we are going to be, if we do each quest, we are going to be moving through the episode track weekly. That is good. This is good for free to play. There is also a new daily quest for playing in the Coliseum, making 8 total. So they have changed the points that we receive daily, but the total has increased. Okay. Next big thing, Lightspeed Tokens. Future Lightspeed Tokens will have tiers updated to better match current character power levels. These consumables still instantly upgrade characters but now grant higher gear and relic tiers. This does not affect any existing Lightspeed tokens. So starting from this update only we will start getting this. Carbonite is gear 12 85. Okay. Bronzium is 85 relic 1. So this is what we are getting in the episode track. So now we will start getting relic 1 characters instead of a carbonite one, and carbonite was the free ones given in the web free claims. That is good. I think these still will be purchasable Lightspeed tokens. Let's see if they make a change and give some of these in the episode tracks as well. Now we come to the new era that is starting on November 18th. For our 10th anniversary, we want to do something special with our marquee characters. We looked at characters that were in game in our original launch back in 2015 and paid homage to them with new characters that have a modern place in Swgoh meta. The ones we chose all focus on either lifting squads that we feel could use a little help in certain areas, or building entirely new squads out of currently homeless characters. Great. Okay. Stormtrooper Luke. One step up from Farm by Luke. This is somewhat short Stormtrooper makes. Stormtrooper Han and Princess Leia part of a real rebel squad along with R2D2 and Old Ben prior to unlocking Leia Organa. Okay. That Farm by Stormtrooper Luke goes to this team. before Leia Agana, that squad will be good. IG-90. Counting up from 86 and 88, we get IG-90, a notorious bounty hunter who provides Dr. Afra and a squad with a much needed tank. So IG-90 is a Dr. Afra lifter, great. Yoda and Chewie, the Clone Wars Chewbacca and one Jedi Master, and bake into a powerful addition to Tarful's Wookiee squad. Okay, Wookiee squad is getting Yoda and Chewie. Asajj Ventress, as a bounty hunter, Asajj Ventress looked for a place to belong as she made her way through the galaxy, much like the Sion, whose squad Jill joined. Okay, Boba Fett, Scion of Django, gets Asajj Ventress squad. Inquisitor Barriss Sophie falls from grace. She will be part of strong Inquisitorious squad 3v3, as well as potential unaligned force user for Sia Junda to take under her wing. Okay, it goes to both the Inquisitor squad as well as the Sia Junda squad. Darth Vader, the duel's end. As a stranger steals away Darth Vader's apprentice from legend, this elite Marquis joins his new master and Emperor's hand as a backbone of the true Empire squad. Okay, so the new Darth Vader goes to the Empire squad as well. And this is the journey guide for this era, anniversary era journey. Maul hate fueled. Rebuilding his broken body from scrap metal and pure rage, the former Sith apprentice Maul will seek out a stranger to give him new purpose and lead him in battle. The Era Journey event will now begin with the 5th Marquee event unit's release. This will allow you to unlock the Era Journey guide at 4 stars and can get enough shards to get to 5 stars. When the final Era Marquee unit releases, you can then play the last tiers of Journey event and get enough shards for 6 star and 7 star. Like the Era Marquee companions, the Era Journey Guide unit also uses Era levels until the Era ends. So with this first Era, for the next 3 months, we will see if we are able to do this one free to play. Anniversary Coliseum bosses, we saw this in the picture above. Dryax, Jotas, Pirate ATST, and Zepho Tomb Guardians. Okay. 10th anniversary quest celebration. This is another huge thing for the free to play players. Starting with the release of the title update, continuing over the next 6 months, we are releasing a series of anniversary quest chains that will appear in all players' journey quest logs, starting at player 10. These quests will take a little longer to complete than a typical journey quest, but will be especially attractive for brand new or returning players, granting Lightspeed tokens to accelerate them through unlocking a number of journey guide characters. That said, all players should see at least some benefits from these quests. These quests will remain available until 26 November 17. That's great. So for 1 year these will be available and we'll be getting all these Lightspeed tokens. Unless otherwise specified, Lightspeed tokens rewarded in these quest lines upgrade the characters to 7 stars and gear 12. That is great. Oh, gear 13. That is Relic 0. Oh, this is huge. We don't need to do the finishes as well. With all abilities upgraded to max level, even with the Zeta upgrades. Okay, great. And Omicrons are still not there. Okay. Below are the total rewards granted by each anniversary quest chain. So starting in 2 weeks, we are going to get Hera, Sabine, 10 Zeta and 3 Omicron. That's great. The next one will give the Ezra and Chopper. Okay. And then if we finish these two, we get the Captain Rex and the Rebel. Rebel as well as Emperor Palpatine. So all these characters are going to go to relics. This is great. Even in our squad gamer account, they are at gear 12. We have not made them into relics. So all these will help, and we get a free rebel lightspeed token as well, so that we can apply to some other rebels. That this is huge for free to play players, and hope this every free to play player will be able to complete this one and get all these upgrades. Starting in December, we get the Jedis, Ahsoka Tano, Jedi Anakin. Okay, and all give this 10 Zeta ability and 3 Omicron materials. Good. Mace Windu, Shakti, Kelleran Beck, and a Jedi, and also Grandmaster. Okay. Does not grant star upgrade, but all other upgrades are the same. Okay. Okay, only for Palpatine and Yoda this is applied. Okay, we need to go through the journey, but with this Lightspeed tokens, these journeys will be completed when we get this ones done. This is huge for free-to-play players in unlocking Riva. Starting January, we'll get this. All the 5 initial Inquisitors we are getting through Lightspeed tokens. And we are also getting an Empire Lightspeed token. This is huge, and we are getting the R2D2 as well. Okay, great. After that, we are getting the CLS tokens as well, starting February. Admiral Akbar and a Droid Lightspeed token. Okay, and Commander Luke. Fine. Starting in March, we are getting Bosk, Boba Fett, IG-88, Dengar. So this is our Executor token. We already have all these guys. So any new player, this will be a good starting point. But still, if we finish this, we are getting Fennec and Bounty Hunter Lightspeed, and also Chewbacca. This is great. So we'll hold off our CLS squad then. With these, we'll be able to take all these characters to the relic levels, and then we can build from there. Okay, and last in April, we are getting the other Mandalorian Cara Dune, IG-11, Quill, Greef Karga, and the Mandalorian Lightspeed token. Okay, Beskara Mando. Okay, so this will accelerate the executor farming. Okay, the way a new player is going to farm is going to be completely different. We are getting Phoenix, Jedi, Inquisitors, and Bounty Hunters, and as well as BAM unlock. That in 6 months after April, a new player starting today, all these will be accelerated, and these Lightspeed token gives 7 stars and the relic 0. So by the end of 6 months, any new player will be able to get the executor requirements. So they just need to focus on the getting the Razor Crest shards and the remaining Empire ones, Imperial TIE Fighter, Darth Vader, and they will be good to go to get the executor. This is huge change for free to play players. Now we come to the pillars of seasonality. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes has evolved so much over the last 10 years. As we looked at the future of the game, we wanted to build an ecosystem where all players could enjoy the latest content together. We established few pillars for this ecosystem, eventually called eras, around which all of our design decisions were based, and where we looked for guidance whenever an issue popped up. Let's walk through the following 4 pillars to understand why they exist and how they affected the design of this release. Okay, we'll go over this. I'll let you go over this on your own. This is why they made these changes, so that is okay for us. And in conclusion, hopefully this post provides you with better understanding of how we made some of the choices we did for this 10th anniversary update. That's great. We want to move to a world where Galaxy of Heroes players, both new and old, are strategizing and playing together in the latest events and with the latest characters without feeling like they are missing out on their favorite Star Wars experiences. Where new players can feel like they are contributing to guilds meaningfully without years of catching up, while respecting our most engaging players who have been playing for years. Ultimately, seasonality needs to provide real progress towards your existing goals. We don't want you to choosing between playing the latest cool stuff and actually preparing your roster for long-term success. It's a tough balancing act, and we know there will be feedback on how we achieve this. It won't be perfect, but we are truly excited to continue this journey with you all. Thank you again for 10 years of amazing Holotable stories. We could not have done it without you. Okay, so Lightspeed tokens are an important thing. All these free Lightspeed tokens and also the eras now will reward the Lightspeed tokens. So there will be 2 games that will be playing within Star Wars. One is for the new era that will give the Lightspeed tokens, which we will use to develop our legacy characters, and we can also farm our legacy characters at the pace we want. And initial Phoenix, Executor and Inquisitors are all given to us free to play. This is huge update, and how we are going to farm the relics as well is changed. Getting up to relic 4 will be the new baseline. Okay, so that is all in this update. A long video. I'll add the timestamps in there for you to navigate. Meet you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.